Today, Captain America: Civil War. Heads up, true believers, here's the latest from the Marvel Universe, and it's a doozy. Captain America: Civil War is an action movie, a faction movie, a full-on superhero smackdown, and once it gets going, one of the studio's most enjoyable yet. The 2.5-hour running time takes us from Nigeria to Siberia via various states of hysteria, packing in a whopping 12 superheroes, pretty much all the Avengers. You don't get Thor, although your bum might. Anyway, the plot concerns a rift between the super buddies over the issue of government control, just like in Batman v Superman, but here not done rubbish. Basically, the authorities have had enough of the Avengers trashing every joint they turn up in and generally leaving the seat up, and now they say it's time they had some supervision. Surely they've got one of those. Anyway, accept government control or not, it's a stark choice, and indeed, while Tony's for towing the line, Captain America isn't. And when his old buddy Bucky the Winter Soldier turns up needing his help, well, the battle lines get drawn.
Do you remember me?
Your mom's name was Sarah.
If it had been Martha, there'd be nothing to fight about. Now, the last Marvel ensemble movie, Joss Whedon's Avengers: Age of Ultron, became, frankly, a bit of a whopping bore, sunk by a plot that took itself too seriously, never a good idea in those costumes, and the inherent difficulty of sustaining dramatic tension when the laws of physics apply to your characters more or less like tax regulations do in Panama. For a while, this movie feels like it's heading in the same direction after an excellent opening in Lagos where the absence of a supervillain lends it an almost Jason Bourne feel. Okay, almost. But fortunately, about an hour in, just as things are getting a little bit routine, this movie wraps up the groundwork and plays its trump card.
On the roost!
Hey everyone.
What a day. Spider-Man finally free from a web of contractual problems to join the rest of the Marvel Universe. And from the moment he swings on screen, Civil War truly gets super. Spider-Man is basically the Doctor Who or Spinal Tap drummer of superheroes. Every time you look, there's a new one. Tom Holland, the latest king of the swingers, and they couldn't have picked a peppier Peter Parker. Tom, with a movie-stealing performance here, one which augurs well for his own solo outing as the web-slinger next summer, as he and another quirky mid-film recruit, Paul Rudd from the also excellent Ant-Man, turned this film back into exactly what a comic book movie should be: wide-eyed fun.
Captain America.
Mr. Lang?
It's an honor. I'm shaking your hand too long. Wow, this is awesome. Captain America. I know you too. You're great.
With an excellent turn by Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, Black Panther, 60% of the time, it works every time. It all adds up to a pretty extraordinary ensemble cast. Evans, Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Don Cheadle, plus indie faves like Rudd and Paul Bettany, not to mention the likes of William Hurt, Martin Freeman, for once not playing Martin Freeman, and a subtly villainous Daniel Bruhl. Well, it's a lineup that any movie would be proud of. Oh yeah, and Stan Lee's in this one too. Credit then to directors Anthony and Joe Russo, who without much of the fuss that went with Whedon's first Avengers movie, take twice as many superheroes and spin all of the storylines together pretty much seamlessly. Sure, it may drag a little in places, but there's much to enjoy here, and the movie's showpiece moment, when the two sides meet in the biggest airport slugfest since Naomi Campbell last flew, is one of the cleverest, most inventive super battles yet, and worth the price of the ticket alone. Now, the Russos are due to be at the helm when the Avengers return next summer in Infinity Wars. For now, their Civil War makes my top 5 of superhero movies. If you're interested, it's behind Batman Begins, Iron Man 1, Deadpool, and Ant-Man, but ahead of everything else. Sure, I'm wrong and you're right, so let me know underneath and give us a retweet too. For now, it's a 7.5 out of 10 for Civil War, and the ball firmly back in DC's court. We'll see how their Suicide Squad fares when that drops in early August.